What is KPV used for? You may or may not know this, but there's three primary functions that KPV is used for, and we've seen it successfully utilized clinically. There's also some great studies that I'll share with you from the research perspective. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what it's used for, and you're going to feel like an expert on KPV. So let's jump in. So there's three things that you can think of KPV being very effective for. Now, KPV is a bioregulator peptide. It's a short chain of just 3 amino acids. So very, very tiny. It's naturally expressed by the epithelial cells in your gut. And these epithelial cells, when they're active, they'll create what's called a tight gap junction, so you don't have these undigested proteins leaking out, causing inflammation and wreaking havoc on your immune system. But when KPV is there, the very first thing you want to think of is if you have any inflammatory gut conditions. And this can also lead to autoimmunity. So when you think of like colitis, for example, that's when the intestinal lining gets so inflamed, and then it can trigger ulcerative colitis, where you literally have ulcers in your colon wall, and that can lead to bleeding, both externally or rectally, or internal bleeding, which can be life-threatening. KPV has been shown, when you have adequate supplies of KPV, it's been shown to seal up those tight gap junctions so that you can get rid of that inflammatory condition in the gut. KPV, in one of the studies, they found that people who used consistent cycles of prednisone, by using KPV and BPC-157 taken orally, we're able to see a nice remodeling of the interstitial system in the gut, in the small intestine, large intestine, and we've even seen it with patients who have like H. pylori that's causing some stomach ulcers. So KPV is amazing. So if you think of leaky gut, you think IBS, you think of any kind of issue when it comes to bloating or acid reflux, KPV can be phenomenal. The second thing is when you think of systemic autoimmunity. And this is conditions like Hashimoto's, like lupus, even when you think rheumatoid arthritis, KPV can be very effective at regulating that immune response. So there's this nice balance in our immune system, the adaptive and the innate immune responses. With KPV, what it does is it can stabilize your body's ability to intelligently recognize when things are a threat. So by using KPV, you'll find that there's a downregulation of that immune reaction when it comes to triggers for autoimmunity, like viral exposures. You'll also find that when you're exposed to things like mycotoxins, like mold from a building or moldy coffee, your body will have more resiliency. When I started using KPV, I noticed that I could go into moldy hotels